Well, joining me live now from his office in Parliament House is the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. Prime Minister, thanks so much for your time. So we heard today from Bill Shorten he's going to reform the NDIS. When we see the budget in 3 weeks from today, will the estimated cost of that scheme have reduced or increased?
What you'll see from Labor when it comes to the NDIS is that we want to make sure that participants are looked after. And that's what Bill's speech at the National Press Club was about today, making sure that if there is any unscrupulous providers seeing this, as he just declared there, as a cash cow, rather than a scheme which is about helping vulnerable people to fully participate in our society, then the government's prepared to take measures to ensure that every dollar is spent in the right way and that it's spent in order to improve people's lives. That's what the National Disability Insurance Scheme was about, and that's what Bill Shorten, through reforms, will be making sure it continues to be.
I mean, we've had projections that will get out to $50 billion in 2026 and end up costing more than Medicare and aged care put together. Is that sustainable? Is there more you can do to bring that in than just targeting fraud? And will we see that in the budget or not yet?
Well, our focus is on the delivery of appropriate services, and that is our entire focus. Now, clearly, part of that has to be making sure that every taxpayer dollar goes to making a positive difference in people's lives. That's what we'll be doing. We know that the NDIS is incredibly important for the individual, but it's also important for our society. And the NDIS shouldn't be seen as just a cost. What the NDIS does is enable people to fully participate in society, to make a contribution to the economy, to make a contribution to their family and their communities. So it's a very positive scheme. That is what it was designed to assist with. And that's what my government's very focused on. And I can't think of anyone better than Bill Shorten to deliver reforms to make sure that it achieves its objective on an ongoing basis.
Now, Jim Chalmers flagged yesterday there would be a change to the commodity price assumptions in the budget. I assume they'll be going up. Will they be going up by much?
Well, you'll have to wait, of course. Not too long now, Andrew. It's only, I think, 2 weeks away. So you'll have to be patient. You've asked me 3 questions and 2 of them have asked me for budget figures. So the budget is on May the 9th. It will be handed down. It will be a budget that's focused on repair, firstly, repairing a lot of the damage that was done over 9 years of neglect of the former government. We have to as well stop funding for so many programs just going off a cliff. And so that has required some considerable investment, because the idea that we just stop important programs in community services delivery, for example, on June 30 is simply untenable. So that'll be part of the job, but also providing assistance for people. You've already seen our energy price relief plan. You've seen cheaper medicines. You've seen cheaper childcare comes in on July 1. But it also will be a budget of restraint as well. We recognise the inflationary pressures that are there globally, and we want to make sure that we put that downward pressure on inflation.